Thanks for tuning in to the Urban Scope podcast. I'm back with another edition of my podcast, another debate session or hot topic. Now, on X the other day, I seen the trap Mount Rushmore. So, rappers that primarily make their niche around trap music. Now, the post had their Mount Rushmore is T.I., Jeezy, Gucci Man, and Yo Gotti. Now, of course, I have a different Mount Rushmore for different reasons, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But I agree with all of the names on the list, with the exclusion of Yo Gotti, and I'm replacing Yo Gotti with Future, and I'll get into why in a little bit. But just to be objective, I grew up listening to Yo Gotti's music. I loved his music. Think he had a huge impact in Memphis and in rap, especially currently with the signing of Glorilla, Moneybagg Yo, Black Youngster, the new artist that he signed, Zillionaire. So he has a lot of impact on the music industry. He stepped back a little bit from music to more so manage and to be a CEO. But I think there's been other artists who have more impact, and Future is that one that I replaced him on this list with. Now, you can make an argument that Future, Young Thug, 2 Chainz all somewhat had a bigger impact on trap music than Yo Gotti has, just because Yo Gotti was mostly regional uh, and local for a long period of time, especially growing up to my teens until now. He's more popular, but even you can make an argument that Glorilla is more popular than he is right now. So I think it's just an impact. He just didn't have a bigger impact. It's more behind the scenes impact than a public impact that these other artists had. And ironically, all of these artists are from Atlanta. Atlanta's big in the trap music scene. They, I want to say they're originators of trap music, and they have a heavy trap music sound. They have the Trap Music Museum in Atlanta as well. So their whole persona and everything is around trap music. Migos is in that same type of boat. There's been other artists like UGK that had trap music sounds as well, and other artists throughout the nation, but primarily the trap music lives in the South and it lives in Atlanta specifically. Um, so like I said before, I'm replacing Yo Gotti with Future because Future put the subgenre on a bigger platform. And I think it was on accident, just by being his own self and the features that he was able to pull with The Weeknd, features he was able to pull with Rihanna, the features that he did with even like writing for Beyonce and things like that. But he has this trap sound, but it's commercially sound, and he took it to the next level. So, uh, excuse my voice right now. I'm a little under the weather, but trying to get this content out regardless. Um, but you have to give a nod to Future just because of that and his work ethic as well. He's one of the few artists that can drop multiple albums in the same year and get very good return on those. Especially when the mixtape game was out, he was dropping mixtapes back to back to back. Now, Yo Gotti has a good work ethic as well, but he hasn't been heavy in it. He's been more on the CEO ownership side. Future has dedicated most of his career to specifically music. If he does other things than music, he doesn't really talk about them as much, and it's behind the scenes. But Yo Gotti is more upfront with his business dealings, at least on the music side. So when you think about, I always give the nod over an artist who his primary focus is music, because it would be unfair to me to give it to somebody else who dibbles and dabbles in music. For it's the same debate that you have with Lauryn Hill over like Nicki Minaj or somebody like that. Lauren might be more talented, but Nicki has put out more content and she has put out more. She's just been more productive and more active. So that's that whole debate of being able to pick when it's nitpicky. But Future also created a new wave of artists, and I talked about this before, whether it be the Lil Babies, the Gunnas, the Young Thugs, even the Travis Scott. So the Travis Scott influence took this trap music sound to a whole nother level, and he was able to exacerbate the subgenre into a whole new atmosphere. But I don't think you can go wrong with T.I., Gucci, Jeezy, and Future. T.I., in my opinion, was the founder of trap music. Now, there was a debate before, was it Gucci or T.I.? I always say it's T.I. because he came before, and he even had a album called Trap Music back in, I want to say, 2003. So he coined the phrase trap music before I even heard about it being a trap, before it actually being a thing. It existed, but nobody actually put a name to it. But he continued to grow that sound and expand it as well. He was more than just trap music, but his primarily sound and his hits came off of that trap style until his later years, of course. And then Gucci Impact is flawless as well because of the mixtapes and his work ethic, the artists that he put on as well. I know he get a lot of flack for not having the most positive outcomes for his artists, but he gave these guys opportunities. He gave these guys a chance when most other labels probably wouldn't. And he's very generous with his signings and stuff like that, giving people $1 million up front, believing in artists and things like that. So that can't go unnoticed. He should be, commended for what he's doing. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work out. I'm not sure why, but nevertheless, he did give out opportunities, and that's the only thing you could ask for as anyone trying to get into an industry. Jeezy, we know what his impact was. Jeezy had amazing impact as far as uh, hip hop goes, just being the most commercially successful, being the most talented or one of the most creative, especially with the ad libs and doing things like that. His ad libs created a new style for artists. Artists had ad libs before, but no one really paid attention to them. Now, when Jeezy songs used to come on, you would look forward to the ad libs and especially after the punchlines. But Jeezy's impact, and he did the same kind of like Ti. He matured into a different sound, but his impact is probably the most influential as far as trap music goes because having the snowman t-shirts and just the lingo that he used and the style and the different sound and the rap cadences and the flows that he had. No one had that at that time. And he definitely set a new precedent for this trap music. So that's my list. T.I., Jeezy, Gucci Man, The Future, Trap, Mount Rushmore, all happen to be Atlanta artists. Well, as always, until next time, I'll see you next time.